Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 66.3 kilograms and trains under Vince Perry and Vincent Cavalsanti out of Puma, boasting an amateur record of 5 wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia. Make some noise for Dom Aston! And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 66.2 kilograms and trains under Dylan Andrews out of DTV Academy. His amateur record stands at 4 wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia. Make some noise for Dazz! And when our action begins, our referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
On your spot, Dom.
No one more qualified than the Bull, Peter Hickmott, to close out our preliminary card. He's in charge of Eternals amateur featherweight bout between Dom Aston and Dazz Kolovos. Here we go, Matt.
And just as we thought, it's Kolovos coming out with a little bit of razzle-dazzle from the big Dazz. Some beautiful long kicks. Opening up in the southpaw stance initially, back into orthodox now. Aston looking to press him up against the fence.
Tonight's feature prelim bout brought to you by proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Check left lands on the exit for Kolovos.
And Aston's game is anything. He will stand right in front of Kolovos and look for a home for his artillery as Kolovos goes upstairs with a big head kick. Aston just nods in agreement, steps back into the pocket, ducks temporarily to avoid a shot that doesn't come in on deep on a double leg now. And Kolovos dropped to a hip for a moment, and on the single leg now is Aston. Good defense from Kolovos as he manages to create a frame across the hip of Aston. Aston looking to potentially resecure that single leg, turn it into a double. A minute gone in this fight and a ton of action so far, Big T.
Bread and butter for Aston so far. He didn't want to spend too much time on the end of those long, rangy strikes from Kolovos. He's right in front of his corner is Dazz, Dylan Andrews, giving his 2 cents worth $1 million.
Cranking down hard on the arm there was big Kolovos. Aston persevering in trying to secure a takedown. Half a round gone now in round number 1 of our feature prelim bout of the evening. An evening we've been spoiled for with action. Man, it's just been an absolute cracker start to this card.
Indeed it has. Airborne was Kolovos momentarily, but back to the center of the cage. Big knees for Kolovos landing. He goes up high, blocked partially by Aston.
And a big deep breath from Aston. They really took some steam out of the shorter fighter. Great knees from Kolovos. So dangerous on the outside. And when he gets into this mid-range here, he's got a clinch on the neck now, Muay Thai-esque, and driving some knees straight to the sternum of Aston, who's going to need to be careful now in that mid-range to avoid any more damage to that midsection. Hands a little bit lower now from Aston. Little fake, big deep breath, and comes upstairs with 2 right hands, not a lot on them. Digs to the body himself, and that's a good shot from Aston. Another knee, this time on behalf of the blue corner, and a hard kick on the break from Kolovos.
Final 20 seconds in round number 1, and you said it yourself, Matt Williams. Plenty of action for those in attendance and fight fans watching on our live stream. 10 seconds left. Peter Hickmott acknowledges up top again for Kolovos. This kid is special.
Yeah, it's a beautiful knee on the break. And a little cut over the right eye of Kolovos.
MMA on Instagram for more information. Round 2.
How's Aston getting straight after it? Just getting right in Kolovos' face. And it's got him. This is a great start to opening stanza. Round number 2 from Aston. Chest to chest versus big Kolovos up against the cage.
Well, he knows he needs to. Dazz Kolovos was always going to be a tough test, especially coming off a loss. A fight in where he was doing relatively well against Alexander Panaris, and ironically, Dom Aston has a win over the killer. But that doesn't seem to matter here. All sales are final when these two face off, and down goes Dazz for the first time in this one, Matt.
Yeah, reaps the outside leg, does a really good job. That was a nice takedown. Didn't have a lot of success with the double leg, so mixed it up beautifully. Kolovos trying to create some frames on the hip, trying to jump in on a leg, but doesn't maneuver his feet into the correct position. The single leg X, always a dangerous position in MMA, given that you can provide an MMA answer courtesy of the pieces of 4-ounce leather strapped to their fist. Blood trickling out of the right eye now of Kolovos, trying to re-secure guard. Finds himself flat on his back, shoulders pinned to the mat. Good controlled position from Aston. Half a round done now. Good start to round number 2 from Aston, who secures mount temporarily. The boy's in a bit of a scramble. Needs to watch his neck, does Kolovos, and he's deep under the chin. Aston looking for the finish. Hand on the back of the neck. Now he adjusts his grip. This is deep now, Big T. Just needs to draw that left elbow back.
Will do it, Dom. Aston in round 2. Matt Williams. Oh, man.
Yeah, signed, sealed, and delivered right over here in front of the commentary booth. Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge has called a stop to this fight at 1 minute and 36 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner via submission due to a rear naked choke, Dom